Hey guys, I'm Xtreva, and in this video I'll be showing you how to install shaders into Roblox using a program I made called Bloxshade. Bloxshade is an open source installer that configures reshade shaders in the Ansel folder for you and automatically sets up shaders for you for Roblox in one click. And I'll be showing you how to use that today, and I'll be going over some of the improvements I made since my last video. So before, when you would play Roblox, it would say you're playing Euro Trucks 2. That's no longer the case. And sometimes when you'd close Roblox, Alt F3 wouldn't work anymore, the menu would get stuck. In the installer settings, there is an option called Fix Bloxshade FX. You press that once, open Roblox again, and the menu should start to open. So if that ever happens to you in the future, where Alt F3 isn't working, you're going to want to do that. But before we begin, obviously you're going to need an Nvidia graphics card. There's no other way to get shaders on Roblox without that. And to check if you have one, right click on your taskbar and click Task Manager. Go over to Performance. And once you're here, you might see this. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. And you might see this is fine. It doesn't work with Intel, but as long as you go to the other GPU, GPU 0, GPU 1, and you see Nvidia in any of them, you should be good to go. That means this is going to work for you and you shouldn't have any issues. So once you've done that, close out of Task Manager and go to GeForce Experience and go over to Settings, and where it says in-game overlay, make sure this is checked on. If this isn't turned on, it isn't going to work for you. You need an Nvidia graphics card with GeForce Experience and this setting turned on. Now once you've done that, close out of GeForce Experience, and you're going to want to go to this website in the description. This is where you're going to download Bloxshade and get the installer. And if you're worried about viruses or anything, Bloxshade is completely open source, the installer, under the GPL, and the source code for the installer will be linked in the description. So since I already have it downloaded, I'm going to extract the setup file from the zip folder onto my desktop and execute it. When you execute it, you may see this pop up, and that's because Bloxshade is an unrecognized app. I'm just one developer developing this application, and as a result, Windows doesn't really know what it is, so it might give you this warning. Just click More Info and run anyway. When you get this UAC prompt, you're going to want to click Yes. And from here, you should see an install button and this. If you do not see an install button and you see something like this, you're going to want to use your up and down arrow keys to zoom in and out of the UI, or your plus and minus to fix that issue. So before we install, if you ever want to reinstall Bloxshade in the future without having to fully reinstall it, you can press Create Shortcuts, and that should fix the Ansel saying unsupported game is required to use this feature in the future. And if the Alt F3 isn't working, the menu's stuck but the shaders are turned on, you're going to want to click this once. But since we don't have Bloxshade installed, we're going to want to install it first. So just click Install and wait for this to finish. Now that Bloxshade is done installing, you're going to see a page like this, and from here you can download and use community presets. And you could also search this page. So Control F will bring up the search menu, and you could look for something like a TikTok editing preset, or a preset with bloom. And there, bloom. So I'm going to download this preset here as an example for this video. So just click Install on the presets you want. This is completely optional though, because Bloxshade includes its own presets and shaders, and you could just use that, and that's completely fine. So once you're done installing, you should see this page here. Just click Finish. Once it's installed, you're going to want to join any Roblox game. For this example, I'll be playing Diner. I'll skip to the part when I'm in game. Once you're in game, you're going to want to go up to the Roblox icon, Settings, and make sure your graphics are not automatic. Set it from automatic to manual and set it to graphics 10. Once you've done that, press Alt F3 on your keyboard. Your game may freeze for a second and say a supported game is required to use this feature. If that happens, just press it one more time, and the menu should work now. So you can see the TikTok editing shader that we downloaded earlier from the community's presets page, but for this example I'm just going to use Bloxshade Blooming HDR Ultra. wait for it to apply. And you can see that it has worked and the shaders are now installed. I'm Extravi. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.